Hello, I'm Paul Wilkinson, and I've been collecting and working with singing bowls and dealing in singing bowls for about 25 years. I'm making this video about talking bowls because I've been able to put a whole set together. So it's a 12-piece set with all the notes and all the sharps and all the flats. And it's a particularly interesting set because I've been asked to customize it for a sound therapist who wanted to enhance the base chakra and the sexual center with a much bigger bowl and the solar plexus. And I put a larger bowl in for the heart as well, because the heart acts as a sort of connector and mediator for the other chakras. So I'll just go through and so talking bowls have some water in. You can play them without water, but you play them with a little bit of a space between your hand and the bowl. So you leave the space open like that so the bottom can vibrate and the side vibrates. So what's happening is you get one group of notes in the bottom and one group of notes in the side. So it's quite hard to put a set of bowls together like this, because particularly with the talking bowls, because they have so many harmonics. So the way I do it is I play hundreds and hundreds of bowls. I test them to see whether they're talking bowls, and then I check out so I only include the really good bowls, and then I see if they play well together, and after that I make sure that they have a single primary note when you're playing them, so that you can actually get a sequence of notes. So this first bowl is the root chakra. So talking bowls are often used to create trance states, and they're also used they're used in meditation, and they're used by the shaman to create altered states so that they communicate with the ancestors. So this is a C sharp, and this relates to the perineum. So the sound therapist who commissioned this particularly wanted the sexual center, which is D, to be very strong. She said that a lot of her clients were so when you're testing out a bowl, it's a really good idea to tap it from the different directions. So what I'm doing is I'm holding my hand like this so the bottom can vibrate. often get these sweet points. This bowl's particularly nice. It's got some writing on the side, which I'll try and get translated before I send them to England. I'm making this video from Kathmandu, where I'm currently living, and I send a shipment about every month. This is a D sharp, so this is the Tantien. That probably has the wrong amount of water. In general, the amount of water is about 1 centimetre, but different bowls respond differently. For some bowls it's very, very precise. So I'll demonstrate something. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bowl ringing, and then I'll pour water in. You didn't really hear it there, but there's usually a point where it makes a sort of whoop sound when you get the right amount of water. It was very subtle. I'm not sure if the microphone would pick that up. So this is the solar plexus, and this is also another bowl that the sound therapist friend wanted to be particularly strong. So I've found in my practice that the solar plexus acts as the main link between the heart and the higher chakras and the lower chakras. And just as many shaman travel using the heart center, it's also possible to travel with the solar plexus. So maybe I'll make another video connected to that. So this is a larger bowl for the heart center. So I wanted a bigger bowl for the heart center because I found in my practice that the heart acts as the regulator for it's the main connection between the body and the mind and spirit. So I learnt through my Tai Chi practice that you always put the heart first, you put the receptive first, and then there's room for the heart, the body, the mind, and the spirit. That if you put the heart first, it means that there's a receptive space for the more emissive aspect of the mind. So it's very integrating. So this is F sharp, which is for the thymus. It's a very nice, very active bowl. Very dynamic. And this is an amazing bowl for the throat. It's actually quite high walled, probably from Bhutan. Incredibly responsive. So there's actually 3 bowls here that have come from my own collection, and that was one of them. So this is the G sharp, it's for the 0 point. There's an A for the 3rd eye. An A sharp. This is very nice with the banding around, and it's, yeah, very beautiful bowl. For the pineal. And finally, the B for the crown. So one of the things I regularly do with these is I'll sit in meditation and I play them, and I'll find some sort of sweet point. So there'll be particular points on the bowl which are more receptive. What I find is that as you're listening to it, your conscious mind begins to pay more and more attention to the predictable, rhythmical side of it, and your unconscious or subconscious mind tries to make sense out of the more random side of it. So you end up with these very distinct 2 different types of awareness happening at the same time, and for me it's a very creative state. It's a little bit like lucid dreaming, and I sometimes use the talking bowls as part of my creative process. So I'll actually play them before, during, or after making something, or creating, or painting. And I find that it slows everything down, but it puts me in a sufficiently altered state to have a whole new flow of ideas and imagery. It's very like lucid dreaming, very like a type of active imagination where you're in a still point, but the doors are open from the unconscious, so you can't exactly see through, but it's like stuff is being passed through to you. So I hope you enjoyed that. I can be reached on paulcreativeearth@gmail.com. Thank you.